'Twas the day before Christmas, and across the North Pole, all the elves were just dreading, deep down in their soul, the upcoming program for which they would stand and listen to Santa, as always was planned. They loved him so dearly, his heart was so pure, their passion was with him, their loyalty sure. For 2,000 years they had worked by his side, preparing great Santa for his special ride. Never complaining of all of their tasks, from kids with wild wishes and challenging asks. They'd work through the night sleeping hours by 4, yet listening to Santa was the hardest chore. You see, gentle listener, they had to receive a speech from great Santa on each Christmas Eve. Despite years of trying and wisdom with age, poor Santa was awful when up on a stage. His opening meandered, no thoughts forming up. Was that where he started, or is he just warming up? He tried for a joke, then for laughter he waited, but the elves didn't get how the topic related. He went off on tangents, 'twas all out of joint. Was he planting ideas there, or making a point? They're pasted on smiles, a challenge to keep. Each year a disaster, but none dared to peep. And when the end seemed in sight, all their hopes were just dashed, when up on a screen a PowerPoint flashed. Walls full of text from which old Santa read. One elf claimed he felt bleeding start in his head. Too quick through the parts where they needed some more, than endless on sections that weren't called for. A tiresome deluge of data and prose, made worse by his ums and those oh-ho-ho-hos. And so they all gathered like Dawn of the Dead, prepared for the annual Christmas Eve dread, when up on the stage came the jolly big guy with a strange new excitement and gleam in his eye. His opening story caught them all so off guard, he won them all over, and it wasn't that hard. A tale from his life, understood by his team, whose end had a point that fit into his theme. A good mix of data and story support, some touching their hearts and some yielding a snort. With summaries throughout so they followed his plan, yielding cheers from his previously bored-to-death clan. And it wasn't just written much better this year, it felt like old Santa expanded his cheer. Vocal variety like ne'er before, with holdings and pacing and breakpoints galore. The speech of his life led to cheers and applause, bringing tears to the eyes of our merry old Claus. For all of these years, he had so hoped for this. He stepped off the stage, gave his missus a kiss. "My darling, you did it. You made me so proud. Am I right about what did the trick for this crowd?" "I finally decided to change my approach. So thanks for the gift of that nice speaking coach." So glad I helped Santa feel able and calm. Merry Christmas from publicdynamics.com.